To make them move, I'm going to use a bullet behavior. So let's click on one of these and behaviors. Let's add bullet. I'm also going to add a couple of sign behaviors to modulate the movement. So sign 1 and sign 2. So initially I'm just going to set the speed of the bullet and its acceleration. I'm going to do this in the spawning event. So book enemy 2, set speed 20, and set the acceleration to 40. And then I'm going to compare the distance it's travelled, so it doesn't just keep going off the end of the screen. So let's bug enemy 2 and compare distance travelled is greater or equal to, oops, I haven't put a value in there. And I'm going to set it to a random value, so each one's slightly different, and it's going to be minimum 300, maximum 600 pixels. I mean, this might have to be tweaked in playtesting. And then what I want to do is set the bug 2 enemy speed the same as the scroll bullet speed, so it'll stay in the same position on the screen. And before we test that, we need to deactivate these sign functions. So on this one, active no, on this one, active no. Otherwise, as soon as it starts up, it'll start doing these sign functions. So let's try, or let's see what it does now. So they should zoom in and then travel up the screen and stop. And there you go. What I want to happen next is when it reaches that distance, I want to turn these sign behaviors on. And in order to do that, I need to create a variable. The reason being, if I sort of switch the sign functions on from here, then they'll just keep resetting, because this condition is true as soon as it kind of reaches that level, and then continues to be true as it continues on, if that makes any sense. I'll show you what I mean. So in the bug enemy, I can create an instance variable called movement mode. Okay, so I'm going to add a condition to this, which is that the bug enemy compare instead of variable movement mode is equal to nothing. Okay, and then as soon as it reaches that bullet distance, we're going to change the movement mode to 1. So it's no longer meeting that condition. And then before that happens, we can turn the sign functions on. So in bug enemy 2, find set sign active, done, and for the sign 2, set active, and move that to the bottom. I want to set the magnitude for these sign functions as well. So bug enemy 2, set magnitude. I'm going to give it a random parameter, which is between 40 and 60. Oh, for the first one, make sure you've got the brackets in there. And do the same for the other sine function. I'm going to do it slightly differently. Find it. Set magnitude on sine 2. Oh, that's angle. Hang on. Sine 2 set magnitude. So random, again 40, but this time 80. Let's stick that in there. On sine 1, I'm going to set the movement horizontal. On sine 2, I'm going to set the movement vertical. I'm going to set the period on the first sine wave to 8 seconds with 2 second random period, and the same for this one. Actually, no, a bit different. I'll set it to 4 and the random period of 2. Okay. And I also need to make sure that my the bug enemy bullets acceleration is set to 0. I'll just put that there. I'm just going to move these a bit closer so they trigger faster, so we're not waiting so long. Stick them there. So when I test this, they should zoom in, move forwards a bit, and then kind of hover about. Which is what they are doing. So what we need to do now is make the turret kind of stick to the kind of bug gunships. And the way we do that is just to system and every tick set the turret to another position, to another object. So where's the bug enemy? Image point 1. Done. Because here this event only happens once, so it sets it when it spawns, but then we need to keep resetting where the turret is every frame of the game. I'm also going to set the turret behavior as well, so let's click on the behavior on the turret and add the turret behavior. So this is a really nice bit of behavior that saves a lot of time. So let's set the range of where the turret can pick up targets from to 500 pixels. I'm going to leave the rate of fire at 1 for the moment. Rotate, yes. You can change the rotation speed, that's how quickly it tracks the target, and then it's got predictive aim that makes it even more, that makes it harder if it's shooting at you. And then you can pick the target mode as well, but I'm not going to go into all that. So that's set up. So when cancel. So when the bug 2 enemy spawns, we need to tell the turret to select the target, which would be add object to target, and we choose the player. Done. And then when the player is in range, the turret can shoot, and when it shoots, it creates object, the enemy bullet that we've made before. It's on layer 3, and it's going to use these image points that we created on the turret. So it's the turret image point X 1, copy and paste that in here, image point 1, but we changed the X to a Y. You can copy and paste that and set the image point 2, so we're getting 2 bullets. And we also need to set the bullet angle of motion to the turret's direction. Turret.angle. And we need to copy and paste that for the other bullet too. So create a bullet on image point 1, set it to the same angle as the turret. Create a bullet on image point 2, set at the same angle as the turret. So this should create 2 bullets. Now you'll notice as soon as they're created, they start shooting, and I don't want that to happen. I want it to, when they reach the point where they start hovering about, then I want the turret to be active. So it's just adjust that a little bit. And I also want it to sort of fire sporadically as well.